Good evening. Welcome to Option Center. It is Monday, 1:30:23. Welcome, everybody. This month is coming to a conclusion. We have one more day left. But we got our reversal on Friday, confirmation today. Oh, by the way, if you're new here, go down to that bottom right-hand corner, hit that Option Center logo, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like button. I thank you for the support. I'm going to put myself on the screen a little bit more now so you can see me, see who we are, who you're talking to, who you're listening to is more like it. But we're going to go through ES on multiple time frames as usual. Check out the VIX, and then also we'll look at Meta just real quick because we put on an official trade in our Patreon. So jumping into it, let's go. ES on the monthly time frame, we have. Well, I can get rid of my face now. All right, there we go. I'm learning how to use this. Yes, on the monthly time frame, we have our downtrend. We're in our box. We have this this box situation that we are waiting to break out to the upside or to the downside. Well, we had a rejection from the top portion of that box, and we are now headed the other direction. Will we get follow through? That's the big question. We are in a downtrend. We are oscillating around that 8 EMA. So until we start to trend, we will not really know. I still am looking bearish. We are in a bearish stance. Anybody that's been watching this channel is well aware of that situation. Now, here is the weekly. We broke down from this ascending wedge, making lower highs and lower lows, and now we're just kind of accumulating or kind of zigzagging sideways. We've got a little bit of support on this bow and arrow support resistance, and we started to travel to the upside. Now we are fighting with the 50-week moving average. We also have this big reversal candle that we did not overcome yet. So there's a lot of things that could happen here. We can go straight down from this point, or maybe the price action has to kind of reset a little bit before heading up. And I do favor the downside still. Now, just kind of looking at the MACD for clues. Yes, we're facing to the upside. We're at that neutral point at the 0 line. But we're also at a downtrend here, so we can easily reject from this point. It's starting to get a little bit more clear that it's not going to be easy just to go straight through. Okay, and we're right there at that 50 line on the RSI, so again, neutral, and we're starting to head down. We're kind of at that, if you notice this line here, we can actually just pop a line right on there. Let's go ahead and duplicate that line here, just to show what's kind of happening. You know, that's why we chart. That's why we're chartists. We visually add things onto our chart so we can see to our mind what is going on, so we can make our trades. And it's just not going to be easy to get above that. We start getting above that point, then we can start changing our mind a little bit more. The story can be more convincing to the bulls. But right now, we don't have anything that's saying that this bearish scenario is over. Okay, headed down to the daily time frame, same kind of thing. We added on a new sort of trend line. We have this coming from the lows of the Corona crash, and we have this high here connected to the top of that point in December where we had news and spiked up. So that just continues a larger triangle here. We came up to supply, reversed, but we're right back at support. So seeing what happens tomorrow is going to be a big deal because we're right at that 8 EMA, and we're also at support. So this is an objective area to go long if you are bullish. So that's something to look at. I am not. And if you look at our triangle here that we're placing on the MACD, we're just right back at resistance. So we have to be really careful here if you are bullish. We are swinging to the downside. We're swinging shorts right now, and we're holding them overnight. And I know that's what a swing means, but I just want to emphasize that we had some more put on today, and we're holding overnight. And if you notice this triangle here, we broke out from it, but it looks kind of like it's either retesting or if we're doing having a fake break here on the RSI. So just these clues to what's happening is I think we're getting our reversal here. We had a reversal candle. We had follow through. Now what is the question? Okay, moving on to the 65-minute. On the 65-minute, let's see if we can add some more information here. So overnight, from Friday going into today, we broke a minor trend line. We're starting to head down. If you follow me on Twitter, I had all of these charts posted today with levels. As a matter of fact, we broke down underneath the Friday's lows, and we couldn't get back, couldn't stay above it. So our next level down was mentioned, that is 30 zone. We didn't quite touch the 28, but that's Thursday's low. So those are some support areas that we're looking into. But where I think we're really going is heading lower to test the bottom of the trend. Once we break that, it just level by level. That's what we're going to do day by day. We have the options expected move to the downside right there at the 39.90 zone. The upper zone is here at the 41.70, and I don't see us getting up there unless something happens with Wednesday and Powell kind of jacking things up. So we'll see what happens. I will be putting out tweets in the I'll send out charts on Twitter. So if you're interested in that, just check it out. Option Center. The handle is at dturner555. We have this triangle here on the 65, and we seem to be breaking down from it. But it's showing on the RSI just a little bit of divergence, a positive divergence. And this is such a small move. I don't see that really holding. It's possible, but I think we're starting to break down from that point. So that's just some sort of awareness to be there. We could bounce. But this move, if we zoom in here, it just doesn't really look complete. That doesn't look like a 5 or a complete 3 wave. I mean, it's possible that's an A, B, and we have some sort of maybe this A, B, and then we have a flat here for C for wave 2, and then we can continue to the downside. But this doesn't look like a ending diagonal or anything for an A, B, C, a really short C there. And we'd head higher, or if you're even bearish, it doesn't look, it's just not clear. It's not impulsive at all. It's choppy. So we'll see what happens tomorrow going into tomorrow, but we're not really worried about that at this point. It'll play itself out, and we'll be able to figure out what's happening. So let's go ahead and check out that Elliott wave count that we're doing. We have projections up here. We have the 786 retracement. All of this was what's the word? Oh my gosh, losing it. A confluence of levels that gave us the go to go ahead and short. Now we had the from the swing low, from high to low, we had this 127 that stopped us for a second, but now it's also a resistance here. So it's resistance and resistance again. So let's see what happens overnight. And don't forget these big divergences that we had that caused this to start to correct. At the very minimum, we're looking just for a correction, but really I think we're heading lower for to continue the trend to the downside. So that's kind of what we're looking at going into tomorrow. We want to check out the VIX. I posted this on Twitter as well. So we came right down, and let's go to the daily so you can see how large this channel and the triangle is, how far back it goes. This channel has been here for a long, long time. We're at the bottom of the channel, and then we have this triangle that was formed there as well. And so we touched that on Friday and gapped up today right off of that triangle. Now I think we work our way, it could take time, but I think we work our way out of this wedge and start moving to the upside, and that's not good for the market, guys. I just don't see this. I stressed this on the weekend and Friday's video. I just don't see this breaking underneath this triangle. Now, if it does, we just have, we have to switch our mind frame. We get under these levels, then the market is going to all-time highs. Okay, that's as simple as that. We've come in a straight line from the VIX, and I think we're going to head back up to the top of the range, and that's what I'm expecting. Okay, now looking over, there's other things that we could look at that we could talk about constantly, but we're not going to. There's skew, there's a VVIX, things like that. So check that out yourself. We'll revisit it soon, but those are all clues that we have, and that the market is going to correct. Okay, now we have this long-term support, now resistance, and we came up to that resistance and also the 200-day moving average. So we entered in a trade there. If you're interested in trades, we do a Patreon with official trades in there, and those are trades that I'm taking myself as well. Also, with that resistance, if you look at the Elliott wave and you come in a little bit closer here, we have an ABC structure here, an ABC going into A B triangle, A, B, C, D, E, and then a 5-wave move up here to NC. And it just so happened that A is equal to C at the 100% right here. And we're also at the 62% retracement from this high up here. If this is considered a 5-wave move down at that point, then we're looking at a possible 1, 2, and then heading further. Okay, so that's something to look at. We took a defined trade because we know that the options are jacked up, so we did a spread and into earnings here. So earnings could do anything. I understand that, but we are in a situation where the odds are that we at least minimally correct, and that's all we're just trying to catch. So it's a high probability trade with low capital and low risk. All right, so that's all I got for you today. It was a good reversal. We took back a lot of those gains that were lost in the last week or two. We had a few different trades that went bad. So back in the game, looking at some bearish moves coming up. So thanks for joining us here at Options Center. Have a wonderful night, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.